So I guess in this post-Easter world, I'm still trying to find a deck for my RC Bolognese. I tried to play Control for a time. A fine deck for the most part, except for the fact that it has mostly hard matchups and barely any good ones. Besides red aggro, and whenever I run into Pixie, I lose. So tentatively just becoming a Pixie gamer. Not many games under my belt with this deck so far, but I have seen people play various lists and I incorporated the elements of them that I liked the least to make the worst list possible, including 4 basics, which we'll see how that goes. That is a lot. Well, I don't have black mana, but also no black cards. I guess we can keep. One played Izzet aggro yesterday. Well, we'll see. Seems bad in the matchup, but also pretty fast, so... Statement to power creep, though. Yeah. Corey Steelcutter seems like it should be insane in Phoenix as well. Hi, fellow Pixie Gamer. Hello, Winmore Reborn. Ooh, yes, guy. Ochulus, perhaps? Seems like it. Hopeless Nightmare, kinda risky. So let's go Pixie. Then just trigger Prowess twice next turn. First time doing LCQs. What's the meta? Do the first one or last one to avoid good players? Do all of them to have a chance to actually get there. 4/4 blocker, huh? Discarding Oichulus. Guess I am interested in... Well, they have Helping Hand on the Oichulus. That's gonna be horrid unless I keep up this down. Let's do this and pass. No attacks is a bit sad, but... Took fair with your Amulet Liskani and your local RCQ. Loss against Merctor in the top 4. Won some insane games against Frog and Storm. I'm glad you did. Of course, I'm glad you lost in the top 4. Because otherwise then... Yet another RCQ would have been won by Amulet Titan and... That would be too much for Spike. As the Ochulus, they shouldn't have Pierce's main or anything like that. I could pick up this down this turn, or I could go Talent, Nightmare. I think I'll just play 3 spells that attacks for so much damage, right? I have so many altars. 5. Mr. Chimba, thank you very much for the sub. It's giga nice that you subbed. They can discard the Ochulus again and then pick it up with another Helping Hand, which is a bit of a problem, but I think I should manage. Attack for 12 now. Trade, they take 8. I have 10 power if I draw a spell. No, congrats, Kelrook, like, good job. Winning against Storm and Murktide always feels pretty good. Is Pixie still the best deck in Standards? I've played different decks, and I just couldn't beat Pixie with the other decks, so maybe it is. Maybe Loran? Oh, that seems nice. Kaito kinda mid, maybe. Momentum Breaker against Ochulus? Not so great. NTR, not so bad. Intimidation Tactics worse than Seals of Dreams of Steel and Oil would have been. Because I can't hit the graveyard card, so I guess they point against playing the cycling free card. Hopeless Nightmare, hit or miss. Might be just mostly miss. I like your one-offs. How has Overlord and Pierce been? As I said, we just started. We're just getting started with this deck. So my deck list so far has been entirely hallucinated based on what I've seen online and what I've seen people do and what I thought, damn, that's kind of interesting, but I can't really tell just yet. But I like the idea of them. We need one more card, bros. Maybe one Nightmare on the draw. It's a bit awkward to run out early into the Oichulus deck if you enable their helping hand. So maybe I don't want to draw multiples. When our deck list due for Bolognese? Friday. Here we have a mainland Stormchaser Starland. Yeah, sure. I played 2 matches yesterday with the Overlord. It's been kinda slow. Well, that for sure, but it also has its moments, so seems like a nice card to have one copy of. But using a Painland to deploy the Overlord, kinda stinky. Vacuum? Opponent confused, got confused and sideboarded against themselves. A few cards. I miss land drops. I don't want to fall behind on board. So I will just NTR the Marauding Mako. Loran. Bro, really boarded the other way around. It's good to spend a 2 mana spell this turn. Might even cycle the Otter with the Kirin. Oh, we both draw. That's kind of you. Guess I'll pick up the NTR then. Destroy evil. My opponent just hates my enchantments. All their heart. It's fine. Can hold out the Kirin again. Attack them for 4 and just pick up another talent and then go talent, tab talent. Or just removal. That's good. People realizing the power of Mako. Oh yeah, Mako was so powerful this game. They sacrifice the vacuum, so it seems like that is some Ochulus casting. Could pick up the Otter with my Kirin and draw a card. They need another, they need another card in their graveyard. How does it end up there? But they do get a manifest if I draw an extra card. If they sound the Ochulus. So they probably would just go another torch. Seems more important to prevent the Ochulus than to draw an extra card with my Otter. No, they just really wanted to scry. No, they didn't. CFB scammed the people too long in talent. In talent with Stormchaser's talent? I've literally never seen an Ochulus deck play the talent. Everybody is on Makov since forever, in my experience. So it's interesting that you say that. Yeah, I know that CFB played it, but that's been the only instance I have seen. Well, nowadays, in like current year. Just keep up mana so that they can never manifest with what you lose. I think if they manifest with what you lose, that's the most likely way to lose. I could just play a Pixie into another talent, which is probably also unbeatable for them, but yeah, Da Vinci knew, as Da Vinci tends to. Fear of FOMO. Hand helped. Mako. Sure. Alright. Pixie is incredible, chat. Has no bad matchups and no flaws. Heard Pixies. People say that Pixie is basically scam. Okay. Holy shit, because that's a discard spell and Cam also around discard spells. 2 5. Let's fucking go. Zajebista roncia. Double island moment. Can draw a black land to make my pixies do something. Jezu, znowu Mako. Ziomuś. I discard Ochulus. Holy shit. This is actually horrible. Alright, thank you, opponent. Took me a minute to realize the anti-synergy with Marauding Mako. Thankfully, opponent did not let me perform that. Bros, did you know that Toto aren't actually from Africa? Really? That is fucked up. I have yet to see Mako actually gain a counter by my opponent's action, though. Could play Pixie, pick it up, block, save, damage. Maybe that's good. How do you play 2 island? I cut some pain lands. So I do. Alright, actually I'm gonna get wrecked now. I took a damage from a pain land yesterday when I played one match, and I was like, I don't need this much whites in my deck, which barely has white cards. So now I have what? 14 white? That's plenty. We had a free block, didn't we? Well, if I played a Pixie, which then is not free because I spent my Kirin, right? I probably should have done that. 15 black. $15 blue, like it adds up, right? So I think I can play some islands, no problem. But maybe I'm just too wrong. Let's play Intimidation Tactics. Momentum Breaker is probably okay. It's only bad against Oichulu's Manifest. Spell Pierce seems kind of stinky, honestly. Guessing the last 2 cards is pretty rough. NTR is not so bad, don't mind it. So not knowing, I will just register C2 for now and we'll see. True sideboard card and only 1 land, which is appropriate. So that's maybe an issue with the island, is that it's bad in low land hands, basically. Probably keep it like this. Well, Mulgas to 6 as well. Can't wait to take 7 damage from my Caves of Koilos. Oh yeah. Intimidation Tactics is the worst card you could bring in against my opponent's deck. I am intimidated now. Could play the Momentum Breaker to make them discard a card, but probably would rather them make them sacrifice something. Glacial Dragon Hands. Are we casting one? Yes. Abhorrent Oichulus has been discarded. Ay ay ay. No yeah. That's J-Pel. Well, it's not so bad, but it's a bit bad. Glacial Dragon Hand is a cool card, is it? What is so cool about it? Kinda hate them. Kinda hate the cards that ask you to discard specifically in non-land, because I always save my non-lands and want to discard lands with discard effects in the games of Magic the Gathering Limited. So whenever I see something like that, I'm like, oh, holy shit, I have to waste a spell on that effect? That sucks. That is so bad. Sunpearl Kirin having flash is pretty incredible, frankly. I Glacially Dragon Hunt. Discard Seachrome Coast. Seems like Oculus summoning is happening. It's the Hand or the Dragon Glacial. Seems like it's the Hand, given that Dragon Hand is the single ward and Glacial is another ward, right? Kinda sad you're not going to Bolognese land this weekend. Well, just go then. Why are you not going? Also, is Kaito actually bad against the Oichul's deck? Maybe it is not. You're using your money for your wedding. I hope in 20 years you will not regret that, my brother. You will not say, holy shit, I wish I went to this Magic tournament instead of wedding my wife. That would suck. But good luck. Nonetheless. Well, that's the point. If it's gonna get destroyed, you will want the memories to cherish. Because there's gonna be the thing is not gonna be there. You will need the memories. Flashing back the glacial. Dragon Hand. Pre-modern will still exist. Pre-modern is eternal. Also love playing a single momentum breaker to introduce speed into my games. Truly a wonderful aspect. Steam Score Scholar. Okay. Will I bring the speed token with me? Yeah, I guess I will. If I play Pixie, I will. And right now I'm locked on Pixie, so that's why this card is not worth playing. Throat is better. I think the effect is pretty good though. I wish I could draw a stock up or an Overlord or an entity tracker. I guess that would actually suck, but yeah. No nie. My opponent is going to beat my 8 land hand by getting giga lucky. No i mam za swoje, kurwa, Entity Tracker, nie? Najgorsza karta. This is the worst card and it's not worth playing. Chat, only stock up in Kaito. Only cards worth playing. I mean, that being said, my opponent is on 6 life. It is not impossible to just draw Hopeless Nightmare into this town ain't big enough to win the game. Tersa, holy shit. Why holy shit is a pretty common card in the format. Okay, that's a blocker for my Kirin. They discarded Spell Pierce. Makes sense, not so good anymore. What do we think of Intimidation Tactics against Oichulus in general? 9-9, that is so sick. Seems like I can take the block. They have torch anyway, so it doesn't matter, and seems free. It was a torch, but manifested. Am I pixing for Bolognese? As of today, right now, yes, but it's a very fresh idea. Helping Hand, okay. Let's just draw something good. If I draw this down, I think I might be good. Kurwa. Anchorage. Ja pierdzielę, no. Entity Tracker earns his way out of the deck. Hand seems incredible. You like the one Blue Dragon Storm in main as a repeatable card draw? I've seen people play that, it seems pretty okay. To have a proactive. Seems really good to have to as an option to pick up with Pixie when you're flooding. Omniscience discarded with my first Hopeless Nightmare. That's a bit of an issue, but I believe the matchup should be alright. Just mana weave. Simple. Holy shit. Palaggio. Alright, I guess we dead. There's nothing I can do. Well, I can hold up NTR on the last turn. Hopefully I draw a land now. Land. Dupa kurwa, nie land. Shredding their hand with the Nightmare might mean that they will have a hard time keeping an extra Omni or value, extra value. No nie, jak ja stopowałem, kurna, no nie. Ojć. Big mistake. That's why you don't talk and play. Yeah, Arena auto-tapped out of the game. Whoops. I just assumed I actually drew a land, but because that just makes sense. Temporary cockdown, alright. Well. So I think I should play Pixie. So I'm able to disdown it. If I want to, if my opponent for some reason doesn't play Abuelo, if they don't have a land number 4. I mean, it's a bit bad to pick up the lockdown with their Fallacio underneath it, but what's the alternative? Not do that? Because I pick up, we have 4 cards. I'll have 5. 6. Seems like it sucks to pick it up. Would be much better if I had played a Pixie the turn before. I mean, they should have trouble winning through NTR plus Tatabe. Also, G Krzysiu, thank you very much for a year of subscribing, Giga-based. Because I cast a spell and I just NTR. And if that spell's under Omni, I can bounce the Omni then. Oh, I guess, is it important? Probably not. What's their win con? Well, either the dragons or the invasion, or both. Probably both, I think, for most lists. They could also just cast another Abuelo. No i ask Pierce, dobra. They do 14 loops of some weird thing. Actually, they just do 5 loops right now with Invasion of Arcavia's grabbing, Jeskai Revelation. That is a 1-card win. Sheoldred bad? Probably not. Is Intimidation Tactics any good? Discards a dragon, that's kinda it. Sounds bad. Nightmare seems great. Post-board, frankly. Destroy evil can destroy a lockdown. Can be really good. GTFO, kinda bad. Maybe just cut the GTFO. They will bring some random creatures often. They have the 6-7 dragon to kill as well. I don't have a cut then. Maybe I can cut it, go for the throw, just have this down. This hand seems like it puts up a significant amount of pressure early, which I appreciate. Such Flash would be good to hold up later in the game. This is an enchantment, so it draws with entity tracker. So I guess I lost because I nightmared my opponent on turn 1 and they turned out to be Omni. Because they didn't put Omniscience into their graveyards otherwise, but that was because they just didn't need to. They kept the second one in their hand to beat removal. So actually it makes sense. Guess it's time to entity track right now. Omni, sure. I think getting hit by Confounding Riddle on the tracker wouldn't be great. Which I guess is likely not a card in their deck, especially post board. So an argument could be made for still flashing the tracker EOT. Blue, blue, blue. Stock up. Alright. 8 cards. The natural discard outlet. Pixie. In that case, let's lead on Stormchase Talent. Draw Kaito. And have no interaction. The only way to draw interaction is to play an enchantment for 2 mana, either Pixie or Fear of Isolation. Enjoy it, and that interaction could be Spell Pierce or Duress. I have 2 Duress. Yeah, right. I could also hold up this down, which Well, it doesn't really do all that much against the 7-card hand. But it helps against lockdown. If they have no Abuelo but lockdown. Okay, that's good. Is that their version of Fireman's Foresight? I guess so, yeah. Grand Abolisher, no, super. Play talent, play tabe, play talent, they die. Yeah. Did not draw any hate, but return 5 kill is good enough. Grand Abolisher? I barely knew her. So I have no removal for Abolisher, but I don't need to. Can their deck realistically win without drawing Abuelita? Well, it certainly can against my Jeskai Dragon's control deck. I've lost 2 mana and River Dragon beatdowns when I move to 5. In most matchups, drawing Abuelo is required. I'm Vacuum, but I'm mana screwed. I have Abolisher, which matches up alright against Vacuum. Well, that's pretty hard to actually assemble. Where to hold Vacuum? I could also hold the Duress, Voice of Victory, and Grand Abolisher. What a deck. Should I be keeping 2 NTRs to destroy those monsters? Because right now I'm actually gonna die to 5 power, right? It's annoying, but... or not, maybe I won't die. But my NML is gonna be dead. And the Abolisher is also gonna blank my Vacuum. Well, blank for as long as they, like, can do it all in the same turn. Yeah, 2 mana 3/3 is just utterly crazy. Voice of Victory. Blank your hand as well. Actually, no attacks. When did the Omni deck become possible? I guess it was Foundations, right? Because they printed Omni in Foundations, right? We played it way after and then they posted it 2 months after. Who's we? Who's they? After what? Pioneer deck for Lel? That's interesting. Or choosing the top 4, not countering my stock up. Am I supposed to grab a Hopeless Nightmare? I very well might. Am I supposed to grab 2? Am I supposed to grab a land and a stock up? Probably not. I'll take those 2. You don't think it was the version of Abuelos? What did they play then if not Abuelos? Reenact the crime, yeah. But that's really hard because you have to do it all in one turn. It's basically impossible. Squirming Emergence. Makes sense. Squirming and emerging. Peloni, 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 Peloni. I mean, it doesn't look easy for my opponent to combo off. They will need to cast a 2-mana cantrip, draw this card, put the Omni into their graveyard, flush it back. They can't discard it now. They only have 2 cards in hand. I should be killing them next turn as well. In this deck, is it Grand Abolisher or Grand Abuelisher? Huh?
Get it?
Because the entire deck is called Abuelo. Because of the card Abuelo. How is Modern Preliminary Special? Is it gonna fire? Oh, it might. I don't think I'll be playing it today though. Would prefer to play a few standard leagues instead. Dawaj, discarduj. Seems like a tough decision for my opponent. They discarded Abuelos. Standard is by far the best comp format. No, Modern is way better because I have a better win rate in it. By a huge amount. Standard, I have a worse win rate, so it's just worse. Clearly less inducive for skill expression. Oh, step 1. They also need a land. They're gonna go to 3 cards. So they can reanimate Omni and the last card has to beat the invasion or a way to find the invasion. Discard Rolling Truth or other Moment of Truth. Yeah, literally Standard Horizons incoming to MTG Arena and all of that. MH4 will save Modern this time for sure. MH4, bro. Imagine trying to imagine what's in MH4. A new pre-constructed deck. A new typo card that is the best thing to do in Modern for half a year, and then also it's the best in Vintage Cube ever. Wow, hacking mana base, pretty good, right? Oh, again, I can't even play my Nightmare now. I mean, I can, but I don't think I want to. It's the third time I play against the Jeskai Oichulus deck, which means that I can get some good hard testing against the Oichulus deck. But that's all. That's all. 0 mana instant. Destroy target Amulet of Vigor. No, they can't print that. Why is everyone playing Mako? I don't know. I also haven't seen anyone actually put a fucking counter on this thing yet. Not a single time. It's just a 1 mana 1/1 no text. Last game it was a 6/6. Yeah, but I wasn't looking, so I didn't see that. Discarded Oichulus. Hmm. I'll just make altars and that way I'll start pressuring my opponent. If my opponent reanimates the Oichulus, I can take in Manifest, just bounce it, right? But I would like to start attacking my opponents if they pass turn 2 and their turn 3 was Winter Night Stories. 3 Mako decks now. No, also we played against Omni. Omni had no Mako to my knowledge. But Jeskai Ochulus deck should just play Spell Pierce though to protect Ochulus. Or Shore Up. Great combo of Helping Hand. You protect your Ochulus and you also untap it. This information campaign, that was really good. ... In Guilds of Ravnica draft, bro. Oh, it actually was really good in that format. Like no cap, it was great. We can just cast the Ochulus. The Ochulus card seems not too bad against... Holy shit, on Graspel Piercem. The Ochulus card seems not so bad against the Pixie deck. For sure. Let's keep Kaito this time for science and let's screw Intimidation Tactics. Also, welcome Raiders. How were you doing? Scat Spell Pierce seems a bit bad. Cat 1 Hopeless Nightmare because I don't want to cast it early or against Mako. Submit. I guess the best deck against Oichulus is just to have more Oichulus removal. Vacuum as well, pretty good. Yeah, so I guess I have all the deck I need. Maybe if Momentum Breaker was another GTFO, it would have worked out better. Can you main deck Destroy Evil in this format? Probably not. But that's also a pretty good card against the Oichulus deck. Given that you can kill Profts or FOMO and it can be relevant. This hand goes Talent into Pixie, Talent into Rekill your monster, into Keep Pressuring. Seems incredible. I summon Otterman, Prowess Wielder. Oh! Spell success as well. Might be a good spot to actually play the Anchorage. I do waste some damage, tiny bit. Seems like this fairy put my opponent in a really tough spot. So they have to consider all the possibilities. Fear of FOMO. Discard a Seachrome Coast. Seems like my opponent is in so-called trouble. Could even just play another talent just to hit them harder next turn. Hit for 5. There was some auto update. Seems like the bot is broken for now. Oh, actually, that's because I'm playing from the DB account. That's what's happening. So it doesn't track the score there. It should probably work. It's just that the kanister account is asleep and Momentum breaker. Kurka not doing too well. Although I'm probably winning this game with my prowess otters. Yeah. Momentum breaker looking kinda bad against a Spyglass Siren deck though. I don't know about tactics. Let's play one. I just have to add a comma and all the other usernames. Alright, let's go. Thank you for the advice. Awesome. And sucks. Let's say I keep though. Risky. Can wait on it. I'll draw with the card with the entity tracker if I wait as well. Keep a FOMO on top. I'll kill the FOMO. Discard Torch. I'll let them Spell Pierce now, but that's fine. Would stock up be better than Entity Tracker in this spot? Frankly, I don't know. Entity Tracker re-earns its spot in the deck. Perhaps. Resolves. Upgrade. One just discards all the removal. I mean, hopefully they don't have another removal for my Entity Tracker. Fear of FOMO. My vacuum is useless now. It has been rendered unnecessary. Alright, Hopeless Nightmare. You discard, I draw. Pixie. You discard, I draw. Oh no, discarded a valuable spell with Flashbang. Should I counter? Should I just remove it? Also means no Ochulus if they top deck. That does mean they get 2 combats with FOMOs, but I think that's fine. I can trade off an Entity Tracker. Map to have more power. Alright. On the Siren. Tap the Siren? That's crazy. I'll just block it. Block FOMO. Block Siren. Take 2. You can attack again for 2. I could trade, but I don't want to. Overlord of the Balemurk. I should be picking up a Nowhere to Run now. Hopefully they don't draw an Ochulus. Okay, now they can draw an Ochulus. I pass with the Kirin. The game seems firmly under control now. Which puts me at 3-1 in the league. So I'll play a league match once again, chat. I am currently playing it with Julia together. We're having a really good time. It's a really somber and slow game, but it's pretty cool. think yesterday we had a pretty big breakthrough when we played right before going to sleep. We just switch. She plays one day and then I play one day, but we're both watching, and I guess if they play Emberheart Challenger, it's really tough. Yeah, it is. We did brute force, at least one save, partially. And in a few spots we were like, yeah, let's try this thing. It sounds really stupid, it's not gonna work, and actually worked. But I do recommend the game for fans of puzzle games and roguelikes. It's a pretty good experience so far. I guess it doesn't matter what I kill, because next turn I just play Pixie. Kill the other one. Did you know it's made by the owner of Mythic Spoiler website? I know many people mentioned that already. It's pretty interesting. The crossover, Mythic Spoiler, and then also Blueprints. But also, like, yeah, Manifold Mouse. So I guess they don't even get to attack with the Hardfire Hero. They don't get to attack with the Hard Claw. I want to kill the Manifold Mouse or Hardfire Hero. I think Manifold Mouse. Can I take a turn off to draw cards, make land drops? I think so. Caves of Koilos and maybe Hopeless Nightmare, or just Pixie. Yeah, 3 cards. Let's play Pixie. So I block the Hired Claw. Well, Hired Claw plus Monstrous Rage, that's +4 +2, so it's a 5/4, so I can double block it, yes. Worst case, they probably play Manifold Mouse with Offspring now, which really that's not that bad. Maybe if they play the Lynx, if they play that main deck, but they're playing Gruul, so they shouldn't. Lynx would deal 4 damage to me, but Lynx is not really a main deck card. Yes, you can put a counter, and then they can also Burst Lightning one of my Pixies. Maybe that's bad. Probably that's fine. Against Monstrous Rage, it's good to do that. And they overall deal not much damage to me. They go down to 2 cards and I get to kill both of their monsters next turn if they go with the line. After which I take over the game with the Overlord of the Balemurk. Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that trade. Floto Radio, thank you for the subscription. Also, I wonder how good is Restless Anchorage in the Pixie deck? Maybe I should be playing a Surveland, and then I could fit a single Verge over the Caves of Koilos, maybe. And Courage is pretty good in the mirror, okay. True, 2 free flyer and you can grow it with the map to a 3/4. It's been annoying as Jeskai as well. But this entire matchup was. Turns on this town by making a map. That sounds like one of the less important aspects of life ever, but if it's been important for you, then it's good. Let's check the Bleachbone Verge. Is it black on the front? I already have monster mana. Alright, I'll take a hit. Bleachbone Verge. Black on the front. Well, black on the front. Can you undo a land drop online? No, you can't. Paper only. Attack Kaito. That's fine. I have two. It's fine, we have two. Overprotect, sure. I mean, I didn't even target yet, so I guess I'll just kill your Hired Claw now. But yeah, you cannot undo land drops online. You have nowhere to run, opponent. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. As I impede my Overlord. To do. You have found the White Lightning attack. What's the White Lightning attack? Are we sure that Restless Anchorage is better than Restless Reef would be? Or even the Restless White-Black land? I mean, probably the White-Black land is probably the worst land of the cycle. I don't even remember the name of it. Restless Fortress, okay. It's a 3/4 basically. 2 fares of a lifelink. But also 2 fares unblockable. I hope that's like a good way to put it. Yeah, probably being cheaper just trumps everything else. I want Loran against their deck. Not really. Do I want Spell Pierce? Not really. My deck doesn't really have enough white sources to cast the lockdown easily early. I want the Overlord. Not really, but also don't necessarily hate it as a way to take over the game. I think Momentum Breaker might get cut from my deck soon. Maybe I can trim a stock up against red on the draw. No More Lies is in the wars against offspring creatures, Parchpo Recruit. Hand seems alright. Can flood, but hopefully villain plays a 1-drop, they do. Okay, can't flood anymore. The hand is incredible. When you give -X to Hardfire Hero, you should just gain life. It's kind of it sounds like a mistake that you don't. Awesome draw. Because it should deal -2 damage to you, so you gain 2 life, right? Bro, I already played 2 hacking Shriek Moss, and I'm planning on playing many more. Wouldn't be surprised if they just have a third mouse given their place. Lynx, holy shit. Well, that's an issue. Maybe I want Anchorage to have double blue. Let's grab Witch's Vanity. If they play another Lynx, I'll get fucked, I guess. So I was talking about the Shriek Moss, but... Well, I guess the Lynx deals 4 damage to them, so... There's some stuff I could do. Sheoldred. Could bounce 2 creatures. What I think I'll do though is I'll Witch's Vanity the small guy, and I'll NTR the Lynx after blocks. Or even after damage. Given that I have Sheoldred, I can just chill. There's no rush. Oh, that's a good card. What did you flip? Torch, Emberheart Challenger. I take 4 if they replay the Lynx. That's fine. They also take 4. And they lose the Challenger. Streamer, I don't know if you have noticed, but the deck you're playing lacks a significant amount. 4 of 6 mana, 6/6 creatures. I'm sure this is an oversight. It actually is not. I'm playing standard and not modern, so that's why my deck doesn't have any Primeval Titans. Hope that helps. Is Lynx responsible for the extinction of Ligmatic and Pioneer? Bro, I don't know. Maybe? Like, am I supposed to know? Alright, play your stupid Lynx now, bro. Okay. I might die to a second one. Wicked roll. Well, they also die to the second one. No, I don't die to the second one at all. We can do... this. And I have a food token if needed. Damn, each opponent. Imagine building a commander deck centered around pumping Hardfire Hero and then flinging it at all of your opponents. So you build a 40/40 and then you just sacrifice it. And all of your opponents at your commander table just lose. They take 40 damage from your Hardfire Hero instantly. Seems like they will they will die in their draw step. Heir apparent, lul. What is so funny about it? Alright. I lost one of the Oculus matchups, but I just got Giga flooded. Play the plus 99999 card. Well, but that doesn't pump itself, it pumps.